Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? It's me, Mr. 4K Upscaler. God of War in HDR. This video will be recorded directly from PlayStation 5 in high dynamic range with 1080p. I can also record in 4K HDR, but considering my situation with my upload speed in the internet, under those circumstances, obviously I cannot do that. The whole point of this video is going to be to showcase the HDR of God of War on PlayStation 5 for those of you who have cell phones, smartphones that support HDR on YouTube app. Also, for those of you who have NVIDIA Shield and Amazon Cube and Chromecast, you should be able to utilize HDR through YouTube app as well. Remember, the HDR only will be available where it's available. So depending on your device, that's something you have to look into. That's something you have to check. All right. Not everyone will be able to see this in HDR because they don't have a capable device to watch this in HDR. So I just want to make that clear. Another thing, if you have HDR device that supports the HDR on YouTube, the HDR metadata, here's another thing. Depending on the TV that you have,
I still don't understand why that man attacked you.
what kind of TV it is.
I told you, boy.
What's
I
the
know
peak
nothing about it.
brightness? Is it 600, 700? Is it 1000? What's the DCI-P3 color measurement? Meaning your full white color gamut. Is it a full white color gamut? Or is it just 70% color accuracy? So you have to look at all of those things. You have to look at your TV specs. You got to make sure that your TV has all of these specs to create that beautiful experience on HDR. Why is this so important? This is so important because you can experience what I'm experiencing in terms of HDR if your TV it's not that good enough to be capable of bringing you that peak brightness and that color accuracy and that full array local dimming and the contrast ratio. So you have to make sure that your TV it's a pretty good TV in order for you to enjoy this in HDR. If you have a crappy TV, and I don't know how else to use the term, but a crappy TV, if your TV it's a $400 TV, then listen, don't even bother watching this video. You might as well just go watch something else in standard. Might as well watch VHS or DVD or Blu-ray or whatever. You're just wasting time. You will not be able to experience HDR. So guys, please, for the last time, you can buy a crap TV and expect to have a Joe dropping HDR experience. If you truly want to experience HDR, invest in a good 4K HDR TV. And you don't have to spend $5,000. You don't have to spend $3,000. There's TVs out there you can get for even, let's say, Vizio H1, which is the OLED TV, OLED HDR 4K Dolby Vision TV, even has 120 hertz refresh rate. You can get that, and you will appreciate what that TV can bring you in terms of HDR and 4K. There's also Samsung Q90R. There's Sony Bravia. There's Z9F, Z9D. Okay, there's other TVs out there you can purchase to get that experience. And the reason, again, I'm talking about this and mentioning all of this is because this is recorded in HDR, and depending on what type of TV do you have, you're not going to appreciate, like for example here, even here, you will not appreciate what I'm appreciating in terms of HDR metadata because your TV doesn't have technology on that panel to utilize this HDR metadata that's being outputted. Okay? So keep that in mind. For those of you who have good TVs, good 4K HDR TVs, and if you have LG OLED, then you already know what time it is. You don't even have to watch this because you already know how good it is. So this is something that I've been trying to explain to people for almost 4 years. I've been kind of talking about this, trying to explain this, and it's really interesting to see how people are so nonchalant, uneducated about this matter. You know, even though they watch Vincent Tio, even though they watch all these other guys, Digital Foundry and Digital Trends, and you name it, fill in the blank, right? Our things, all of these television videos on the YouTube, and still they decide to buy a crappy TV.
What's that over there?
A crappy TV that doesn't utilize the full potential of what HDR and 4K can do. You know, PlayStation 5, it's a great console. Series X, it's a great console. It's a next generation consoles, and they can utilize that speed and refresh rate of 120 hertz, zero loading time. Everything will look fast and feel fast on these next generation consoles, and you're gonna appreciate those accolades. However, when it comes to picture quality, that's where you need to invest onto a good TV. What is the point of having no loading times, and what's the point of having all these accolades if you got Insignia TV 47-inch that can do maybe 600 nits of HDR, which is not enough, that has, I don't know, a lousy full array of local dimming with a terrible contrast ratio? What do you expect? And let's say 60% color accuracy, DCI-P3. Couldn't even call it a full wide color
I
gamut.
see stuff on the other side.
You can't expect much, can you? And you shouldn't expect much. So if you want to enjoy your consoles, here's what I'm trying to say on this video, and I'm going to end this video by saying this. Yes, this is a video to showcase the HDR, and that's why I'm moving around the light with Kratos so you can see the HDR. But what I'm also trying to say is invest into a good TV, man, if you want to appreciate high dynamic range, if you want to appreciate Dolby Vision, if you want to appreciate the graphics, art, detail that's put into these games, if you want to appreciate what PlayStation 5 and Series X are trying to bring to the table with these next-gen graphics, you have to invest into a good TV. There's no debate about that. There's there's no shortcuts. You're gonna have to spend some money. You're gonna invest into a good TV. You get what you pay for, guys. There's a reason for that saying. You get what you pay for. If you go cheap, you're gonna have a cheap experience. If you go and spend more money, then you're gonna get that good experience that you paid your money for. So for the last time, so I don't have to like always answer these stupid questions that majority of people are always still asking me, even after it's really it's annoying to me, and it's really it's agitating to me, it's annoying to me when people keep asking these stupid questions after all these years. You think that they would learn, that they would understand, hey, I can't spend $400 and expect to have some great experience. Okay?
Wish we could break that chain.
It's really, that's what it boils down to. You can't pay something that's $300 for a TV panel and expect to have super jaw-dropping experience on your TV. You get what you pay for, guys. It really ends up to that point. So I hope those of you who have a good TVs, I hope you can enjoy this HDR. So there you go. There's the HDR. HDR is
Wish we could
great
break that
on
chain.
PlayStation 5. HDR is great on the Xbox Series X. But the HDR experience will depend, it will depend on what kind of TV do you have. And also what kind of settings are you using as well. So what kind of TV do you have? What are the specs? And then if you have those specs that can utilize the best experience, what type of settings, presets are you using? All of these
Wish we
things
could
has
break
to
that chain.
play into place in order for you to have a great experience. I don't know why do I even have to even talk about this. This is a common sense. I'm going to end the video by saying this. It's a common damn sense for people to understand this. Anyone who has any common sense will understand this. If you have money, if you don't have money to buy 4K HDR good TV, then guess what? Don't buy 4K HDR TV. Stick to your 1080p. Don't buy a console. Save your money.
Wish we could break
Fix your
that chain.
life. And don't worry about the video games. Worry about your life. And I'm trying to be as 100% direct here as I can be. All right, guys. Take care. Have a good one.